welcome back to the Roadkill Drums podcast.
Are we having fun?
I'm gonna bang a drum. Oh shit, I died. Let me go.
Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Roadkill Drums podcast. My name is Laurel. We've got Roadkill down on the other end. Today we are joined by Mr. Scott McCorkle and Evil Bill. Welcome back, Evil Bill.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Alright, so, where do we even start? So, can we talk a little bit about some updates with you?
Sure.
Alright, so
Absolutely. Since
since last time you were with us, we sadly lost a good friend of ours, the Zarb, tragically. Yes. And in the wake of all that comes a lot of change. And so to start, you've kind of taken over his role of managing the lessons over at Guitar Center.
Yes, I am now the new lessons lead over at Guitar Center in Lakeland. Can I plug that?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, it was tough. Ryan was such a presence there. I'm getting choked up just talking.
I didn't mean to start it like this. I'm so sorry.
Okay. But he was such a huge presence there, and it seems like every time you walked in the Guitar Center, he was there.
That's true.
And he's not there anymore. And for the longest time, we didn't have anyone that wanted to step up.
Yeah.
To continue his legacy, it seemed like. And things were falling through the cracks. They had asked me, I had done it for 30 years with my father's store in Connecticut, basically the same job. Yeah. And they said, if you want to do that, just come on in. And I was like, I'd be happy to, because for Ryan and for all the students too, because it's like I felt like things were falling apart for them too. I mean, the state of the lessons rooms was getting bad. Just overall cleanliness, it's like I'm thinking, why are all our kids leaving? And it's just mainly just neglect. And I was just like, I need to get this back just for the kids, if not for just the store, just for the kids and for Ryan. It was
and I was gonna say that about the Guitar Center store over there in Lakeland, is that there's really a good sense of community, especially on the lessons side of things that's over there. And I've been to Guitar Centers all across the country, and this is unique to this one.
Right.
At least this style. I'm not saying other Guitar Centers are not as good, but the air and the tone is unique to this Guitar Center. And after Ryan tragically passed away, it did feel like it I don't want to say lost some of it, but it did feel like it all suffered a little bit. And I was excited to hear that when you took it over, because I was like, if anyone can bring that right back to where it needs to be, it is Evil Bill. Hey kids, you want to go learn from Evil Bill?
Evil Bill.
It sounds like one of those 90s movies.
And it's so funny because because part of my job is just ear to the phone. I'm constantly on the phone talking to parents, talking to customers. I'm talking to potential students. I'm talking to venues so we can have recitals. Always on the phone, and I'm trying so hard not to say, hi, this is Evil Bill. Oh, I can't say that. This is Bill over at Guitar Center. And it's such a hard thing since I've been Evil Bill for so long. It's like I'm trying to rebrand it, and so that I'll still be Evil Bill on the stage with the struggle bus, but at the same time over at Guitar Center, I put on the glasses for the whole Clark Kent thing. So it's like I'm Bill, I'm Evil Bill, and it's like that's basically about it though.
That's great. I'm never not going to think of Clark Kent now when I see you with the glasses on. It's definitely the stage persona for sure.
What's that?
And being able to separate the stage persona from the teacher. And I feel like, if you ask anybody else who's especially does music and maybe they're a teacher at a school during the daytime, there's like an on-off switch.
Well, it's very funny too, because Dan Pepin, him and I are both in Evil Bill and the Struggle Bus, obviously. And when we play shows in Lakeland, we have our students come up on stage with us.
Yeah.
And they'll play Rebel Yell or,
who's
Money for Nothing
and
stuff. It wasn't mine.
Mute that thing.
But
please.
It's so funny because
thank you.
We're we're like the teachers at work, and then it's like, yeah, come on out and play with us. And Dan does this whole, behind the head and everything stuff, and it's like the kids just love it, and it's like the parents just love it, and I'm hoping that we can start molding the next generation of live performers. I know we have Modine out there, and they're freaking awesome, but yeah, I just want more of that because live music is so it's so important here.
I'll bring this into a segue so we can include Scott in on
I was about to say he wants to say something.
We were just talking with the guys from Riverside Revival about the difference between the live music scene in Winter Haven versus Lakeland, and why there's potential in Lakeland as well, but for some reason it's not as prominent over in Lakeland. Kind of exploring why that is. What are your guys' thoughts on that, Scott?
Yeah, and we were talking a little bit about that in the kitchen when we before we got started here, and kind of the difference between the Lakeland scene and the Winter Haven scene, and kind of how Lakeland used to be. Mark had brought up prior to 2000 that Lakeland kind of had the stronghold on some live music and some good venues, and then we kind of went through a shift, and now Winter Haven is just really phenomenal. The scene is great. I love it when I get to play over in Winter Haven and then go out afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't really have a reason for why it might be that way in Lakeland. Why there's just not a lot of great venues. There are some good venues. Don't get me wrong. There's some good venues that still have live music, but definitely Winter Haven has a lot going on.
Okay.
We saw a big change in them around Winter Haven, though, because you had, back and forth with 2000, 90s and stuff, there were a few bars that, like the Anchor downtown.
Yep.
They'd have music all the time. I can't remember the one up on 17.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, Harborside. I mean,
Harborside.
Going back to the days.
Those were about the only three that really had stuff going on.
Yeah.
There's a few others that did now and again, but on a steady basis, there were only about three, and now we've got venues everywhere.
I don't know. I wasn't overly familiar with Winter Haven scene, kind of how it grew, but I guess there were the restaurants kind of downtown and off Central where it kind of got started, and it kind of grew from there. And Tanner's kind of expanded out. Of course, Old Man Frank's has been a staple, but just the scene downtown and Jensen's and Grove Roots down there and just all the stuff that's happening. It's just a really great scene.
You got Bowen Yard also.
Correct. And I think we're getting a chance to play there in a few weeks. So
actually, I kind of wanted to explore that because I've met you because of you filled in for Matt Roselle with Blake Free and the Blake Free Band, and you're always so much fun when you come out and hang out with Blake Free and jam out. But I've also heard talks about how you're in another band, and I was like, I don't know anything about this. What band is he in? So what band are you in?
Well, it's in Lakeland, which is why
Segue.
We're over there in Lakeland. I play with a group called Three Thieves, which is Andy Shreve, who's been a great close friend of mine for decades.
I've seen the name.
Yeah, we played together in several bands growing up. We got started at an early age playing together, and we were together in Anita Brunette, Rubberfish, a couple of other bands. And so Three Thieves is Andy Shreve on vocals and guitar, and then John Scott on bass from Bully for You.
Okay.
So Bully for You is a pretty popular band around the Central Florida area.
Yeah, I've heard the name before. I've heard Bully for You before.
So then I also play with Brett Foster and Friends, and he's kind of a jam band, Grateful Dead-esque guitar player, very talented guy, a lot of fun to work with. And then I play with Sofa Kings if their drummer can't make some gigs. So kind of got some consistent projects and then some fill-in projects. So I'm staying pretty busy.
I love the name Sofa Kings because I know that my algorithm is wondering if that should be censored or not.
That's why. Are we bleeping that?
I'm not going to say anything.
Sofa Kings, and that's it. It's Sofa Kings, like think couch, but that's a clever play on words. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So are you born and raised in the area?
Born in Plant City.
Plant City, okay. And so relatively, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. And so been here most of my life. I bounced around Central Florida, Orlando, Tampa, Brandon.
Oh,
but
I'm sorry.
Kind of Lakeland has always been kind of home court. Wow.
Yeah. I've lived here for 3 years, and I know the two places I never want to live are Tampa and Orlando.
Well, this was decades ago, so it probably wasn't quite as crowded.
Just getting smack dab. Wait for them both to encroach on me. That's right. That's how it goes. But All right, so that's super. I like I said, I didn't know what else you had played in. I was just like, Blake was telling me, he goes, "Oh yeah, he's got other bands that he plays," and I was like, "What other bands? Where'd he go? I'm gonna ask him about his other bands," and then I didn't see you again.
Yeah, super fortunate that I get to play a lot.
Okay,
I really enjoy that.
Okay, so I'll ask both of you this: favorite venue to play in Polk County? And don't worry, you're not throwing shade at anybody else. I just want to know what your favorite one is.
That's a tough one. I love playing somewhere. It's like a block party every time we play in that parking lot. You get all these people out in the parking lot just partying up and just having a great time. The staff is always great. They're like delivering the food and the drinks, and it's just always a great party. I mean, it's not like a venue because it's in a parking lot, but it's just so much fun.
And get there early.
Yeah, and because you're not going to get a seat. Yeah,
that's true.
Because it's a party.
It's a party.
But that's my favorite place to play. As far as like we used to play the Bottle House in Riverview.
Yeah,
and that place, the lights, the sound. I mean, there's one of the best soundmen ever. There is Rick, and shout out to Rick. The place always sounds good. The place always looks great, and it's great to get photos and videos and stuff like that. That's the perfect place for like any type of venue. If you want to make a promo video, do it at the Bottle House because it just looks amazing. So those are my top two. Even I don't know if Riverview is part of Polk County. I don't think it is.
No,
is it?
Hillsborough.
No.
But that counts. I'm asking your favorite. It could be New York. I don't care. What's your
we
favorite
also
place
like Swan Brewing. They're kind to us every month. I mean,
they got a neat setup at Swan Brewing.
It's
too.
neat. Yep. It's you're a slave to the weather.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just Florida, though.
I know, but there have been times where it's literally felt like it's gonna snow, and then there's times where it's just a monsoon coming on, and then where they have the stage, the sun sets and it beams directly at you. But yeah, I mean, it's still fun though. That's the whole thing. The people make it fun. I mean, you got people bringing in their bubble guns and stuff like that, and they're just like, it's I don't know. It doesn't matter where you play in Polk County. It's always a good time because it's always so fun.
Yeah. So I'm partial to I like Leo's or Ybor cigar. Back in the day, it's been called a couple different things, but I think I'm partial to that place. Scott Harrell, a good friend of mine who played bass, and Anita Brunette runs sound there. Just a great. I just like the rock feel, the wide open. It's kind of like a good light show, good stage, good sound man. The load in is somewhat simpler, not necessarily for a drummer, but easier for the other guys. We're not having a hall PA. I still have to lug in a kit, but that's really one of my just not the hours. The 9:30 to 1:30. I'm old enough to feel that for several days afterwards. So,
that's fair. That's very fair.
So those are a little rougher hours. But the venue itself to me is a lot of fun, and of course that's a Lakeland bar. So all of us are local guys, and we get a lot of friends and family in there hanging out.
And that's what I'm kind of heard. Like kind of touching back on the subject we were talking about earlier. Leo's seems to be a very big Lakeland live music staple, and it's an incredible venue. Leo puts on a fantastic spot there. The fact that they have the two sides and they're both amazing stages is such a cool opportunity, and I'm looking forward to see like how that expands and grows in the future. I did a video shoot for Phoenix 5. They have their Yelio, the Santana tribute band, and we did a shoot for them over on the non-smoking side, the Ybor. Not the Ybor cigar side, the Leo's live side. And I was just like, this is so cool. And he just goes, if you can figure out how to turn on all the fancy lights, go for it. And I clicked the button and the whole place lit up. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, he's got a good venue there that's very versatile. As a matter of fact, Three Thieves is playing a private party there in October, a birthday party. So he's able to utilize that space in a bunch of different ways. And he uses it for karaoke some nights and bands other nights. And it's very versatile. And so... I have not played that room, so it'll be nice to get an opportunity to do that. But obviously, playing the big loud music room.
They're still doing the acoustic on the open mic night.
I don't know. I'm not really.
Last time I was
haven't
there,
been
I
up there in
didn't
a few months. I haven't been by on open mic night. I know they're doing the regular thing on Tuesday nights, which I think is Billy Long's jam. And we have rehearsal on Tuesday night, so oddly enough, they're kind of winding down as we're breaking down and getting out of our rehearsal space. But the crowd is always, it's super packed there on those open mic nights, and as well it should be.
Well, I mean, that's fair. Another one that I want to shout out to up in Lakeland is the Music Ranch.
Oh, for
Music
sure.
Ranch is a cool spot.
Yeah.
Phil's got a beautiful setup there.
Great venue.
We went and saw Damon Fowler perform. Was it the who was it that opened? I can't remember the name right now. Soul to Earth.
Yeah,
Soul to Earth. That's what it was. I wanted to say Earth to Soul.
That's the first time you got to see him too, wasn't it?
We
was telling him how good they were, and he's like,
"Oh, they're phenomenal!
Oh,
great musicians."
They opened last month too, so I got to see him again.
For Soul to Earth, let's get you guys on the show because, talk about the definition of soul. They sang this song about. I think, if I remember correctly, the lead singer said that the song was about her son who passed away or something, and the whole room was just deathly silent, but feeling it in such a it was such a cool show. Shout out to those guys! What a fantastic performance in such a great venue too.
They do that every show.
You're dealing with pride down there. I know you.
They bring it.
I've seen them probably. Oh God, I couldn't count now.
Yeah.
The first time I saw him, was the first time I went to Music Ranch, and it was Damon Fowler, and they opened for him. And that's the first time I seen them, and this was this was back around 2000. I mean, 25 years ago, and it was like, damn, it's like I was after the opening act. I'm like, Damon.
Step it up, brother. Just kidding. Damon, you're fantastic.
Damon, I've been watching him for a long time. He is great. He's probably one of the best blues guitarists I personally have watched.
Yeah, great player.
He can throw down on the lap, steal everything else, and just go to town.
When he performed, it was like watching. It was like watching one of the blues masters just take a jam day off. And just he was playing, playing in the sense that he was playing, but he was playing like a little kid, playing on his instrument. It was so much fun to watch.
Wow!
So you got to check them out if you guys get a chance. You got to go check them out. But that's one of my favorite venues. And then there's Pink Piano is really cool. I've been over to Swandering a few times. But there's lots of potential in Lakeland. I'd love to see that kind of get a chance to surge back a little bit.
Yeah, Swan's a great venue. Union Hall, they've got a lot of stuff going over there. Chris Torres and company are doing a great job at Union Hall. And there's opportunities. I mean, the music scene has blossomed so well in Winter Haven, like we talked about. Lakeland has that potential as well. A lot of great players and a lot of good musicians in this area that can switch back and forth and go over to Lakeland if they're from Winter Haven, and go over to Winter Haven if they're from Lakeland. So I'm hoping that Lakeland kind of gets a little more traction here soon.
Yeah, trying to think of all the other venues. Is there Lucky's?
Yeah, Lucky's.
And does Duke's have live bands in Lakeland?
Yes, they do. And Lala's.
Lala's,
having some bands up front
they're
now. They've
starting to come
remodeled a
up.
little bit. So even as we speak,
there you go.
It's working its way back in.
Even as we speak,
yeah. I like that. Okay, so I want to ask this question. As seasoned professional performers, you guys have been playing around for a long time. Do you have any crazy stories about anything that's happened at the show? What? You're shaking your head like I didn't want you to ask this.
God. It's way too many.
Way too many?
And none that involve us, of course.
No.
Specifically. It's all about other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Oh, God. Where specific?
You can spill some dirt on Dan if you want.
No, Dan doesn't do anything. That's the thing. Is Dan's he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, and he
I'm not necessarily meaning a bad story,
but that's just okay. I got a good Dan story.
You get so excited, I love it.
Okay, so Dan and I are going to Orlando. Actually, we're going to the School of Rock in Claremont because we were going to do a rehearsal for Classic Rock Legacy. And I'm pulling into the Pilot gas station that's over by Haines City or whatever, and I need to get gas. And he goes, I'm going to go inside and get some drinks. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm filling up the gas tank, and Dan comes walking out, with the drinks in a hand, and goes over to the pump on the other side of me where there's another silver SUV.
Does he get in the wrong car?
And he just walks right in, sits down in this car, and the lady that owned the car was, the look of her face was just like, what is this man doing? You know, it's just like this big guy with purple hair, and it's just comes, opens the door and sits down. You know, and it was just like, I'm sitting in the other side, and I'm like going, what are you doing?
That's good.
I'll never forget that. That was the funniest thing. But yeah,
I will own up to that. I've accidentally done that once. Jane and I were on a road trip, and I wasn't paying attention. There was a car of similar design, exact same color, parked next to it. I was just thinking about something. I think the kids were driving me nuts, whatever it was. And I opened the door and I sat down and looked over, and it was this lady just staring at me. And I went, "You're not my wife." And she goes, "Who are you?"
yeah, the look of sheer terror on this poor woman's face, and Dan just walks right in, sits right down. It's like, oh my god! I wish I had this on video. I'm like, can I go inside and get the security footage of this?
You probably could have.
I probably could have, but oh my god, it was so classic.
All right, Dan, we got to have you back on.
Sorry,
so you can
Dan.
tell a story about Bill down here.
Gosh.
We're going to make this a thing. We're going to have
we're
each
just-
of you back, but never together, so you guys can just keep telling stories about each other. We're going to make it a thing.
I don't know if there's any embarrassing stories about me.
Oh, leave it to Dan.
Okay.
I can feel Dan going, yes.
Dan probably will have one that I was there that he did, but I'm not. So I'm not going to go into that one because that was another weird situation. Also involves driving from Classic Rock Legacy, but I'm going to save that one because this is a PG-13 one.
No, you can share. Go for it.
Oh no, Dan will just we'll save that one for the next one. So Dan can get me a good one, embarrassing one about me.
All right,
and
I'm with you.
I'll save that one for the next time.
All right, Scott, have any crazy stories?
I don't think I've got anything too crazy that's not terribly incriminating of the people that were involved in it. So I'll probably just keep it very simple. You know, not going. I mean, I've had wild things. I've had guitar players show up to gigs. They didn't have their guitars, and like we were an hour and a half away in another city, and I've had wild things like that happen. But certainly the wilder stories. I think we'll keep those in the treasure chest.
Come on, I shared.
Can I tell one?
Absolutely, it doesn't involve me. I hope.
It does involve you.
I don't even know about it, maybe.
Ooh.
So
Plot twist.
You were filling in for Blake Free, and we were playing over at Out and About, right here in Dundee.
Yeah.
And I think you guys were all having a ton of fun, and I saw Blake turn his head, and he keeps playing the song, and then he turns his head again, and then I see Gary perk up, and he realizes what's going on. He looks over at you, and we're about 4 measures past the end of the song. And you guys are still
yeah. Sure.
I think you're just feeling it.
Yeah. So what ends up happening in those cases is if you get in those filling gigs, you don't know where the ending is a lot of times. And, Blake's busy as the front man. He's playing his guitar and he's looking out, and I'll rely on Gary quite a lot. And sometimes we're just in the zone and we go, that 3 or 4 measures beyond the end of the song. But that's definitely something that I'm a little guilty of on occasion.
Well, I think everybody is to a degree. There are plenty of times that I've been playing a song and I'm just like, oh man, I love how this sounds. I'm like, wait, was this the 3rd measure? Where are we? And I'll just play another.
Let's do another solo.
Right.
Like, I'm done. Is everybody else done? Nope, we're not done. Okay.
Now I know why you said we're going to refer to him as extended endings McCorkle or something like that.
I think Gary said that. I don't think I said that. I think it was Gary who said that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, funny stuff like that happens
or
on stage.
Sherry. It was one of the two of them.
Yeah, stuff happens on stage like that all the time, as you can attest to. I mean, especially on fill-in gigs where you haven't rehearsed with the band, and maybe the ending's different than the album, or the album's got a fade-out version, or whatever the case may be.
Or you play it with another band totally different.
There's that funny joke that you hear about where musicians are driving home from a gig one night and they hear a song that they do on the radio and they say, so that's how the song goes, because you've played it so many different iterations of it with so many different people that that's a good point as well.
Or my favorite is, especially from the audience side, if you hear a band do a really, really good cover of a song and you start going, man, I really like their cover of that song, and then a week later you're driving down the road and that song comes on the radio and you're just like, it's not as good as the cover.
That would never happen with the Struggle Bus.
I don't know about that.
Oh man, Dan does like an Yngwie Malmsteen version of Hotel California, which is So funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do a reggae version of Down Under because it is an island.
I think Dan's told me about that.
Yeah.
I need to come check you guys out. And
Oh
hear
yeah,
that.
yeah. We do Down Under as a reggae song. We do Life in the Fast Lane, but towards the end of the solo, we just kind of like mesh into Another One Bites the Dust because they're both in E.
Yeah. Similar tempos. Yeah, I'm with you.
We don't. It's very funny. The Struggle Bus, we only play Crazy Train the way it's supposed to be on the record. Everything else in our set list is completely not like the record.
Well, but and this will be another interesting conversation. I'd like to hear like what songs you'd pick for it. There are some artists in certain songs that it would just be wrong to play it differently, and I think a lot of Ozzy Osbourne is kind of like that.
Right, but like when we play Comfortably Numb, Pink Floyd's kind of sacred to Dan. Dan loves Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
And we play Classic Rock Legacy. We do an entire album of Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall.
Yeah.
But when we play Comfortably Numb live with Struggle Bus, he just plays. I mean, he gets locked in the zone, and I get to the point where I'm just like standing there looking at him, and I'm just
The song ended 4
enthralled,
hours ago.
The song should have ended like 3 minutes ago, but I'm just like, wow, it's just amazing that I lose track of where I am because I'm just
That's the goal.
so focused on what he's doing.
That's the beauty of live music, right?
That's like the secret drug that people don't tell you about when playing music. Like the first one's that energy with the audience. When you get that feedback, it's just like, oh, hit me again. But when you get that, when you're in the zone with the song, yeah, you get lost in it.
There's footage of us playing Purple Rain, and at the end of Purple Rain, he did like such an amazing solo that I just went into my wallet and put like $10 in the tip bucket because I was just like,
I'm paying myself.
This is awesome. That was so good. That was so good.
That's awesome. So, all right, before we wind things down, I want to ask you guys: is there any upcoming events with whether it be Guitar Center or the Struggle Bus or any of the bands you guys are plugged in with, or
8 bands that he said.
Yeah, 8 bands.
Which 8 bands?
I was like, I don't want to try to name them all. We're just gonna say any one of the bands.
I thought I
that's
played
on
in
your
a lot of bands, but boy.
I don't have anything too major. I mean, we stay busy. The projects I do stay pretty busy. We're doing some stuff for the Regatta in Lakeland in the weeks ahead. A couple private events that we're going to be doing, but no big festivals or any big events that I throw out there.
I'll have to send you me the links where everybody can find all the different bands, and you're just going to plug it into the bottom of the
I'm also
video,
doing a little acoustic stuff. Andy Shree's kind enough to kind of drag me along and let me hammer out a few acoustic tunes with him. So that's another little side project we've got going on. So we just do a little acoustic duet, and I know like 12 chords. So passable on occasion if I can remember
6
where we're
more
on
than
the
I
song.
know.
That's right. So yeah, a lot of little fun stuff. But we're here and there.
You should know more than that.
But yeah, got a lot of stuff going on. But we try to keep everybody posted on that as well.
Real quick, he just said I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. He just went the capo. Have you seen the capo controversy going around on social media lately?
No.
So there's this group of guys out there that have like these books about different ways to play chords on the migrate up the neck without using a capo.
Right.
And there's this. It's brought out these people that just go, capo players don't know shit. It's kind of what they're saying. It's like capo's the cheap way. It's the cheaty way. It makes it sound awful. And I said this on a podcast last season. I said, look. There is 100 different ways you can play that chord all over the neck, but you can also play it with a capo.
Exactly.
And I think that dogging on the capo like that just isn't right. It's a tool, and in some cases that might be the right tool for you to use.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think we all feel the same way about that.
Oh yeah.
Go team!
Go Team Capo.
Team capo!
I'm a drummer. I don't
We should
use
end this podcast with
What would be the
Wonderwall.
equivalent to a capo for a drummer?
pacifier.
I don't know.
Duct tape, just like
I don't know.
A pacifier? Did you just say a pacifier?
more pillows in the bass drum.
I don't know.
Duct tape or
I don't know what would be the equivalent.
those little foam pads you put on the drum heads to
Yeah.
help mute them down or whatever.
Maybe so.
The gel.
Duct tape on the cymbals. I I don't know.
I'm trying to
Got
figure
really
out-
quiet. All of a
I
sudden.
know. I did get really quiet. I was uncomfortable.
It was. So now it's time.
No cables for drummers.
I was
I don't
working
know.
hard.
Roadkill is eager. So real quick, I want Bill to do a plug where we can find some of his music and the lessons and stuff, and then we'll get to your segment. I promise.
Well, all the Evil Bill and the Struggle Bus is on Spotify, Pandora, whatever streaming services you use. Every 250 streams, we get $1 that we split 3 ways.
So look at it 250 times.
Yeah, just
3
put it on
times.
repeat over and over and over.
Turn the volume down and just
Get-
let it play. Go on a road trip.
I work really hard for that 33 cents. Of course, we're playing Swan Brewing, I guess, the 3rd weekend of every month until the end of the year.
Oh, cool.
Again, with Guitar Center, Dan and I teach both. Well, I don't teach anymore. but Dan does, and I can sign you up for lessons over at Guitar Center. And we always have our students come up at Swan Brewing and play with it. So if you have a kid that's really good at guitar or drums or whatever, and you want them to get up on stage in front of people, come see us. We'll get them up on stage.
Not sure it's an advertisement or a scare tactic, but I like it.
No, it's pretty much a little bit of both,
A little bit of both, yeah.
We will corrupt your children. No,
I didn't.
And you'll pay for it.
I have to bring August down there sometime. He's got the new Spider-Man drum kit.
Oh.
Have you guys seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
James
show you.
playing a video of him.
Oh, she showed you?
my
He's
God.
like doing the full tom
Yeah.
fills, and he's killing it, man. He's
Natural.
turning 4 in 2 weeks, and he's freaking killing
I
it.
hate kids like that.
I know.
I mean, a little bit. I love you, son.
Why are you so good?
All right, well, before we wrap
So-
things up, Roadkill's got a new segment he's been working
called
on.
Roadkill Wonders. So on this segment, we got to go on. Okay, the question is, if you try to fail and end up succeeding, which did you actually do?
The stunned
Wait a
silence.
minute. If you tried to fail, but you ended up succeeding,
What did you
There's a
actually
movie
do?
about this. It's called The Producers.
well,
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it, obviously.
Oh my gosh,
God.
it's hilarious.
Matthew Broderick.
Springtime for Hitler and Germany. Yeah, there you
I
go.
would get tested on fucking history again. We ain't on there.
Oh my gosh. I gotta tell him about
but if
that
you're
now.
trying to fail,
Yeah, and you succeed. I guess you would have failed.
Well,
you
hold on,
failed
hold
at
on.
failing.
But if you
Hold
succeeded,
on. If you're trying to fail and you succeed, then you failed because you accomplished what you were trying to do.
but did you succeed at
Did you?
failing? Did you fail? Did you succeed at failing?
Or did you fail at
Because if you-
succeeding?
Because if you're trying to fail and you succeed,
You've succeeded,
you failed.
but you failed at the same time.
Wow.
Okay.
Roadkill's been hitting that one hitter a little more than once.
Wow.
Okay. So that's how we're going to end this one.
Damn.
I like
Okay.
it. I like
And
it.
everybody's wondering.
You're sending people home from our podcast with a crisis. Because they were sitting in the car and if I tried to fail and succeeded, what did I do?
At least they're not doing the wiping thing I did last time.
Oh, God. We'll explain that one to you guys
Oh,
outside.
boy.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming on the podcast with us.
Appreciate
I'm
it.
sorry
Thank
for
you so
the
much.
mental trap that Roadkill just unleashed upon you. Let's get out of here. And drive home safely, everybody.
I'm gonna bang a drum.